It was the deadliest conflict in human history. 100 million soldiers mobilized, 60 million civilians perished, unspeakable atrocities, nuclear weapons, and a world reshaped forever. This is the story of World War II, condensed into just a few minutes. After the devastation of World War I, the world was left fragile and broken. Germany, burdened by the punitive Treaty of Versailles, faced economic collapse and national humiliation. This fertile ground allowed extremist ideologies to take root. Fascist leaders rose to power, promising renewed strength and glory. In 1939, the tipping point came when Hitler's forces invaded Poland. In response, Britain and France declared war, and the world was plunged into conflict once more. Hitler's Blitzkrieg, or Lightning War, was a terrifyingly effective strategy. His war machine steamrolled across Europe with shocking speed. France, a major Allied power, fell within weeks. London endured relentless bombing during the Blitz. The war raged across the continent. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, Imperial Japan was expanding its empire across Asia. On December 7, 1941, Japan launched a surprise attack on the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor. This act brought the United States officially into the war, transforming the European conflict into a truly global one. The battle lines were drawn, the Axis powers versus the Allies, fighting across Europe, Africa, Asia, and the vast Pacific Ocean. But slowly, painstakingly, the tide began to turn. The relentless Axis advance was finally halted. On the brutal Eastern Front, the Soviet Union stopped Hitler's armies in the grueling, bloody Battle of Stalingrad, a devastating loss for Germany. In the Pacific, the U.S. Navy delivered a decisive blow to the Japanese fleet at the Battle of Midway, crippling their naval power. Then, in June 1944, the largest amphibious invasion in history took place. Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy on D-Day, opening a crucial second front in Western Europe. The end was now in sight. Behind the front lines, the war revealed its darkest, most horrific face. This wasn't just a war between soldiers. Cities were firebombed into oblivion, and millions of civilians were caught in the crossfire, displaced or killed. In this conflict, the rules of war seemed to disappear entirely. By 1945, the Axis powers were collapsing. With Berlin in ruins and Allied forces closing in, Hitler took his own life. Germany surrendered, ending the war in Europe. But Japan vowed to fight on. To force a surrender and avoid a costly invasion, the United States made a momentous decision. It dropped atomic bombs on the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The unprecedented destruction finally led to Japan's surrender. On September 2, 1945, World War II was officially over. The world was forever changed. Out of the ashes of this global catastrophe came new institutions and new fears. The United Nations was formed with the hope of preventing future wars. But the alliance between the victors soon fractured, giving rise to the Cold War and the ever-present threat of nuclear annihilation. We made a vow, never again. But history has a way of repeating itself, especially if we allow ourselves to forget its lessons. If you learned something new, please share this video. History matters, and it's our collective responsibility not to forget it. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.